Ryan Day, congrats to your Ohio State Buckeyes. You won a national championship. Now everybody wants to poach your staff and your players and all of that. Now, first, let's review. Penn State, they stole defensive coordinator Jim Knowles, made him the highest paid coordinator in the game. Then the Las Vegas Raiders come calling. They stole offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, made him the highest paid coordinator in the NFL at $6 million a year, though. Nice job. So now what? Spring practice is weeks away, and Ryan Day needs to open the resume file sitting on his desk and find a couple of coordinators fast. Now, the defense might take a minute, but I have a surefire plan for his offensive coordinator hire. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Ryan Day should hire Ryan Day. Hear me out. I got some other candidates I'm going to give you here in a minute. But first, I will go through the short list. But I want you to hear me out on the Ryan Day thing. Look, Ryan Day won a lot of games calling his own plays for the Buckeyes until last year when he delegated that duty in order to better manage this huge operation known as Ohio State football. And after falling short of his extremely high goals and expectations for 2023, he freed himself of the responsibility of running his offense on a day-to-day basis so that he can increase his CEO involvement in other strategic areas of this massive football program. It's one of the biggest in the country. Ohio State, Texas, they don't get any bigger than that. First and foremost, he had to get everything dialed in with the university's name, image, and likeness, collective up to snuff. He did all that. It worked. You just witnessed a $20 million roster win a national championship in college football. He doubled down on the transfer portal. First in recruiting his own guys and re-recruiting them so that they would stay in Columbus for another year instead of going to the NFL. You couldn't do that before. But with players earning money and the opportunity to earn money, now you can do that. It worked. He won a national championship. Recruiting, never a problem at Ohio State. It worked again. Always a top 5 program in recruiting. In fact, I'll make the case later on they're top 3 for this signing period coming up here. And, of course, last year, Ryan Day had to maneuver delegating his offense to a trusted offensive coordinator. And that almost blew up in his face at first. Remember with Bill O'Brien? He hired him, never unpacked his office. He was gone 3 weeks later on his way to Boston College. He got a head coaching opportunity. What are you going to do? But coming to the rescue was Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly was worn out. He wanted to take a break from all that CEO stuff, all that stuff we just mentioned that Ryan Day had to make time for. Chip Kelly didn't want to do any of that anymore. Just wanted to coach ball. All the other stuff was nonsense. But that's the way the game is going now. Now, as you know, Day played quarterback for Chip Kelly back in New Hampshire way in the day, long time ago. And then he coached for Kelly on a staff with the Eagles of the 49ers in the NFL. So this was a comfortable match, bringing Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly was definitely somebody that Ryan Day could put his full trust in and just run the offense. And it worked. Together, the Buckeyes offense scored 36 points a game, and this duo, along with everybody else, won a national championship. Now Kelly is off to see if he can duplicate his offensive coordinator success with the Las Vegas Raiders. Maybe even get a third crack at being a head coach in the NFL. A lot of guys don't get third chances to be head coach. Some do. Some do. Pete Carroll did, right? Meanwhile, Ryan Day knows offense. He's great at working with quarterbacks. He's got a doozy of a talent coming in here to take his shot. It's the 5-star recruit, former Alabama transfer and redshirt freshman Julian Sayin. He's ready to go. He's been sitting in the wings for a year. And I mean, Ryan Day, you telling me that developing a young man isn't the reason that Ryan Day got into coaching in the first place? He loves quarterbacks and quarterback speak and quarterback meetings and quarterback film and bringing a guy along. He's like a quarterback whisperer. He's had great success with quarterback. You telling me this part of him doesn't want to get back to doing that on a regular basis? Been kind of busy lately doing all these other things. But those other things, they're running smoothly now. At Ohio State, these things are running smoothly in all facets of their football program. Day once delegated some football duties to run the office. Now, maybe he can delegate some of that office work that he's got running smoothly and jump back into running his offense and be his own offensive coordinator and play caller as head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Would love your thoughts on that. Hit me up with the comments on YouTube. But first, let's remember, if Ryan Day doesn't want to do that, there are a lot of coaches that want this job. A lot of coaches would give everything to be the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. First of all, they're loaded with talent. Just because they're losing a lot, they're keeping a lot. And it's a talent pipeline. Guys leave, guys come in or step up. But you got Jeremiah Smith. You get to be the offensive coordinator of Jeremiah Smith for another couple years. That's going to make you look good. He's going to make you look good. Now, even though quarterback Will Howard is leaving, I mentioned the very talented Julian Sayin, like Ryan Day might be itching to get in there and help develop a kid. What offensive coordinator wouldn't want to do that too with a 5-star recruit? And, he's got a year under his belt, Julian Sayin, been on campus. We could say he's kind of learned the system, but that system, Chip Kelly, is gone. So probably a new system. But, Ryan Day's fingerprints are going to be on last year's system and next year's, no matter who's running the offense. So how different can it be? So I don't think it'll be too much of a change for a young quarterback. Now, this is a big job. And a lot of people want it. A lot of people can't handle it. And a lot of cases, I made this point the other day, a lot of young assistants aren't going to just be promoted. You got to have something on that resume, either a former head coach or a big-time offensive coordinator, somebody that's probably already known, somebody that's been at a pretty big program already, maybe a head coach looking to jumpstart his career, kind of like Chip Kelly was doing. But having said that, and if you missed our breaking news update on the Chip Kelly story when it broke Sunday night, Monday morning, I mentioned a couple. I'll mention a couple more here. And I've had some more time to think about them as well. But an assistant that could move up is Brian Hartline, wide receivers coach at Ohio State. And, the best position coaches in the country, if not the best. He's a fantastic recruiter. There were multiple reports on Twitter that say it's a done deal. Ryan Day is going to hire a Hartline as offensive coordinator. Nobody really backed that up. And then we heard Ryan Day say, I'm going to take my time with all these coaching staff openings I have. He basically said, look, man, we're Ohio State. We can get the best in the country. I'm not going to be rushed into anything. Great attitude to have. But if it does come down to Hartline, he knows the players. He knows this offense. Like I said, he's one of the best position coaches in the country. And probably would have been the offensive coordinator this past year if the Bill O'Brien thing fell out, if Chip Kelly wasn't there. I think Hartline probably would have been the next guy in line. So we know he's a great recruiter. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba, Emeka Ibuka. He's recruited all these guys. Who knows Jeremiah Smith better than Hartline? The move to him, that'll be seamless. That'll be seamless. Now, there's some other names out there that I think I've kind of prioritized. There's a lot of names out there. I've kind of weeded through some of this with my own thoughts. Again, would love to hear your comments on it as well. But former Tulsa and Indiana head coach Kevin Wilson has history at Ohio State. Had the job before as a Buckeyes assistant from 2017 to 2022. He was offensive coordinator for most of those years. In 2018 and 2019, back-to-back 13-1 seasons. Why not? He seems to be available for this opportunity. And then I had one for fun, a spite category. If you missed this is a doozy. About going after Penn State offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki. Since James Franklin, Penn State just stole Buckeyes defensive coordinator Jim Knowles, why not steal their offensive coordinator? Runs a lot of multiple sets and formations. Be perfect at Ohio State. He's doing a great job at Penn State. That'd be funny. Anyway, your comments from Ryan Day on down to Andy Kotelnicki. Hit me up with your comments on YouTube. Would love to hear from you on that, you Buckeye fans especially. Hey, if you're new, be sure to subscribe. If you don't mind, just click it. It's free, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. Subscribe and follow Locked On Big Ten for free wherever you get your podcast. That way you get the latest episode of this podcast as soon as it becomes available each and every day. And if you don't mind, share, like, and follow, please. Thank you very much. And don't forget, you can pick up some Big Ten gear, some Ohio State shirts, T-shirts, hats at our website, Talk Big Ten, number 10, talkbig10.com, where all of our podcasts go, and links for you to buy merchandise. Talk Big Ten. All right. With that in mind, we got signing day for recruits coming up Wednesday. Michigan is trying to close the best player left out there. There is momentum there. There are stories from other teams involving the Big Ten. And we have our Tuesday tweets. All that's coming up in 1 minute right here on Locked On Big Ten. Want tickets to a big-time event? With Big Time, go with Game Time. Whether it's a concert, comedy show, sporting event, you can use Game Time picks. It makes finding tickets easy. So it's simple. They got an app. It does all the hard work for you, weeds out everything. You don't have to waste time just through these endless lists of tickets. It gets it dialed in for you. So download the Game Time app on your phone or device, and you will absolutely love how great it is, how easy it is to get these deals. They have their super deals out there for a prime seat. You won't believe the value on this stuff. They have pictures of the seat you're about to buy a ticket for, all right there. And you got the Game Time's lowest price guarantee. If you find a better deal somewhere else, they'll refund 110% of the difference. Plus, your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time. Easy cancellation options. If that comes up, life happens, right? So if you want to make that next event a big memory for you, download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. So download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.